or accustomed to going to pay less, and getting the cheap shoes. And when you in gym class, you sliding all across the floor. Like, I was accustomed to what I was accustomed to, and I didn't know any better. Like, my mom raised us the best she could, and I can give her a congratulations for what she did accomplish, because at that age of 12, I was driven. Like, my mental was on track. Like, like, I can say that regardless of the moving and the being here and being there, being with my cousin, being with my grandma, like, my spirit wasn't broken. Like, it was still like, okay, that's what's up. That's what I gotta do. So go forward. With my dad, probably about 5-6 months. My sister actually moved in with us. My older sister was actually there too. We stayed in Mount Healthy on a little dead end street. What would they call them? A circle? It was a circle.
Yeah, back then they were circles.
Yeah, back then we just called them circles. When the street go in and there's no out or there's no exit, it just turns into a circle. So there's like 10 apartment buildings back there, like going around a circle. Like, and that's what I remember. Like, Martin, it was called Martin Street. I met a lot of good people on Martin Street at a young age that I still would know to this day if they saw me on the street. Hey, how you doing? Like, how your mama doing? Like, how your brothers doing? But so I stayed there for about 6 months. May have been a little longer, but my recollection serves me that I was there. Maybe we're gonna stretch it to a year. It had to have been a year. So I guess sometime during that year. Now, I'm my dad's son, but he was living with his wife. So his wife, definitely had a lot of say so in what she wanted in her house, who she wanted in her house, So I guess they must have got into a big argument one day. And the argument was not over us. The argument was over something else, But it got to the point to where she put my dad out. You know what I'm saying? Now, if she put my dad out, that means that and your motherfucking kids, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was like, damn. Oh man. Where you think I ended? Not back with not back with the grandma. Child services came and took me, and I ended up in a lighthouse. Like, you know what I mean? And if you don't know what a lighthouse is almost like a group home for kids in transition from foster home to foster home, or from jail or detention center to the lighthouse. You'll stay at the lighthouse until we can find you a new foster family, So I was at the lighthouse for 2, maybe 3 weeks while they was looking for me a foster family. You know what I'm saying? Now, the lighthouse isn't bad. The staff there, they don't seem like parents. You know how parents try to come down on you. No, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. You know what I mean? But the staff at the lighthouse was more like, hey, man, you're a teen. I'm not your mom. I'm not your dad. Like, you know what I mean? If you leave out those doors, I will have to say that you're a runaway, and I will have to report it. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm not about to stop you from leaving out those doors. So you had that sense of freedom. Now, mind you, I'm 13, maybe 14 at the time. You know what I mean? And everything in my life at that time was based on my decisions. You know what I'm saying? So you get a sense of freedom. You get a sense of adulthood and being able to make decisions that normally you wouldn't have been able to make if you were at home still. So the lighthouse definitely opened my mind to, damn, I'm out here by myself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's me. Like, can't nobody tell me shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I want to go do this, I can do this. If I want to go do that, I can do that. Like, you know what I mean? But I didn't. Like, you know what I mean? I was a good teen. Like, you know what I'm saying? All I knew was I wanted to go to school. I wanted to learn more. I wanted to, this is even after, like I say, being taken from my home, being placed with my cousin, being placed with my grandma, being placed with my dad and his wife, and then back up in the lighthouse. And I'm just 13. So now that I think about it, I can just only imagine what my siblings went through. They were in the system a year before I was. You know what I'm saying? I can just imagine how many foster homes they've been through where let me get to it. Let me get to the story. So they finally find me a foster home, and the foster home was located out in Mount Healthy. Now, mind you, Mount Healthy, I heard about it. I was 13. I'd heard about it before, but that's far, ain't it? I mean, I stayed downtown. I stayed over the Rhine, Racing Green. You know what I mean? I stayed not too far from the legendary Laura Holmes, Top Lock, Lincoln Courts, I stayed not too far from Ollie's Trolleys, not too far from Alabama's Fish. You know what I'm saying? I stayed in the heart of over the Rhine, not too far from the Boys and Girls Club, not too far from the market, not too far from it was another center down there they were still there on the corner of Racing Green. You know what I mean? So Mount Healthy. Now my grandma stayed in Beachmont, you know what I'm saying? But because we went to grandma's house a lot in Beachmont, we used to catch the bus out there. I knew how to catch the bus to Beachmont. So after catching the bus from 10, 11, 12, 13, it didn't seem far, I went to junior high school at Warner Hills, I had to catch the bus from down the way to Warner Hills. So that didn't seem far. But Mount Healthy, I've never been out there. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even imagine what a Mount Healthy was. You know what I'm saying? So they come get me from the lighthouse. The social worker came and got me from the lighthouse and took me to Mount Healthy. Now, mind you, I get to Mount Healthy and I got enough clothes to fit in 2 Kroger bags. You know what I mean? Sure enough, I was with my dad. I bought me a couple pairs of shoes, couple pairs of outfits or whatever. But that was all I had. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, as you age and you grow, 13, all the clothes and shoes you done had from last year, they starting not to fit no more. Your toes starting to bust through the top of the shoes and shit. Starting to get corns on your feet, whatnot. So let's say I was outgrowing the clothes that I had. So in foster care in my days, they gave you vouchers. That was the livest thing about foster care. You got clothing vouchers. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these clothing vouchers were $300. That's a lot of money for clothes. We talking about back then. Back then in the 90s, $300, man, you can go and get swaggered up. You know what I mean? That's back when Rockaware was popping. That's back when what else? Anichi had just came out in the 90s. FUBU, was popular. You know what I'm saying? Paco jeans, those old school brands that I grew up to, all of that shit was popular, you know what I mean? And I would get the voucher, you know what I mean? And now the first time I got the voucher, it didn't go as planned. I'm thinking whew, $300, that's a lot of money. Now, mind you, I'm in school, so I know what a lot of money is. $300 to a 13-year-old, that was a lot of money. I'm yeah, I'm about to go to the store. I'm about to go get me some Rockaware jeans, about to get me the matching shirt. I might get the hat, you know what I mean? No, I didn't go like that. You know what I'm saying? Because foster parents at times, I don't think they had the kids' best interest at heart, or or do they even understand to know what the child has really been through and where they came from. So what she did was, I guess she considered that $300 as house money for everybody. So she went and spent that $300 on everybody, you know. At that time, I had a foster sister and two foster brothers and her. Don't you know, when we walked out that store, you know, everybody had something. And when I start looking at my stuff, I'm like, this ain't $300 worth of clothing. Like, that clothing voucher was for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so now I only got another one pair of shoes and two outfits, like, you know what I'm saying, out of this clothing voucher that was for $300. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it was a bad start already. Like, I mean, here I am, 13. And when you're a ward of the state, or when you in the system, your social worker sits you down and she's tell you shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so do you have any clothing? And you like, no, I only got this, I only got that. And she say, well, I'm gonna write you up a clothing voucher so your foster parent can take you to the store and get you some clothes. So when it finally happens where you actually get that clothing voucher in your hand and they take you to the store, and it's not clothing for just you, but clothing for everybody, man, that hurts, man. Like, now you starting off on a bad foot in terms of trust. I can't even trust you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I got over it, like, but I was still like, man, he didn't need no shoes. Y'all living out here in Mount Healthy in this nice ass house. I ain't never lived in no house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all out here living in a house. He already got 3-4 pairs of shoes already. And I don't have none because the ones that I do have are too small for my feet. So that money that we got from Job and Family Services was supposed to get my wardrobe up to par with his. That only infuriated my soul to the point to where here I am at 13 now. In my mind, man, I'm about to go to school. I'm about to get these grades, man. I'm about to graduate, man. I'm about to buy my own shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to graduate, I'm about to get money, about to get a job, about to buy my own shit. And that's what it was. About 14, man, I had a job working at, my first job was at Burger King. Now, mind you, I stayed in Mount Healthy. I worked at the Burger King located in North College Hill on the corner of Galbraith and whatever that little street is right there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I only worked there for about a month or two because I used to get off work, and if no one came to pick me up from work, that walk from North College Hill to Mount Healthy, Lexington Heights, you know, wasn't no joke. And 9 times out of 10, if you know about closing a restaurant, then you'll be wet. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be wet. So it just didn't work out. Like, you know what I mean? Right after that, I started working at KFC. Now, KFC was on the corner of Meredith and Hamilton Avenue. Like, you know what I mean? It was located in the Mount Healthy, basically, lot right there where Mount Healthy School is located now. Right across the street, there was a big complex. The complex is still there. That's where the License Bureau used to be located, and a lot of stores were located there. Like, you know what I mean? Family Dollar, like, you know what I mean? Jiffy Lube, places like that, right? So I worked at KFC. Now, mind you, I worked at KFC probably about 2 years. Let's say if I got my first job at Burger King, I was 14. By 15, I was working at KFC. I stayed with KFC until I was 16, 17. So I definitely had, after she spent my first my first stipend, like, my first voucher to go get me some clothes, I was like, man, it looks like I'm out to work and go get my own clothes. So I started working. Like, now this is my first 6 months in foster care. Like, I'm, no, my first year in foster care. This is my first year from 14 to 15. So I ended up in foster care. I was roughly 14. And by 15, I had already had 2 jobs, one at Burger King, one at KFC. I'm working at KFC now, living in foster care. Everything is, it's okay, but it's not really what's real because, you have someone who's not your mother. She was a single parent at that time, so there was no father figure in the household. Like, my 2 brothers, they both were bigger than me. I was like a little guy, a little short, weigh a buck 10 when wet. 5'3" little guy. Like, I'm saying, like, I ain't too big now. Like, I might got a little belly on me, but in terms of height, I'm still registered with the short people. You know what I'm saying? So, foster brother older than me, bigger than me. Other foster brother older than me, bigger than me. Then my foster sister, she was older than both of them, and she was bigger than both of them. So I was just like this little guy in this house with these people I don't know, like, and I don't know, like, maybe there was love there, but I didn't feel it. I felt like, I was being used for the money, and the money was being, spent on everybody. And then when I did get a voucher, the voucher wasn't even spent on me. So it felt like, lady, did you really do this to help me? Like, I'm saying? Like, so I felt like an outcast inside of a home that the government decided was better for me. Please, 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 if this is your first time seeing me, please subscribe to my channel. Also, please smash that like button if you like this video. This is going to be like a 3-4 part segment because the story is long. I can't just tell you what my life was like in foster care in a couple of minutes. You know what I'm saying? So please smash that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I do go live, because today I'm doing something different. I'll go live every hour on the hour. And I'm out.